Intro. It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. Let's jump into our first story of the day. We've got a article coming at us from That Park Place. We have the cost of Jurassic World films passes $1 billion before marketing. We've talked about marketing before, marketing costs and how that's not usually factored into like the IMDb budget margin. Now that we've gone through the title real quick and read the headline, what is your guys' impression of this like idea, the story? Like just before we dig into the nitty-gritty and the details of it, what is your take on the concept here?
Well, ain't there like 4 or 5 of them?
So Jurassic World,
let's see.
Is that 4? I think this will be the 5th one coming out, correct?
I can't keep.
Or is this
the names
3 out and 4th is coming out?
All right, hold on.
I'll be honest.
One of the
so
two.
You got Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, short film that doesn't count. World Dominion. This is the 4th one coming out.
Okay, so this is the
Yeah,
4th.
I was going to say I've seen 1 and 2. I didn't see the 3rd one.
Well, and so this article is going to talk about Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. So just a little bit of a spoiler getting into it. But okay, so you got 2 movies. They cost $1 billion to produce. Production value on like these blockbuster films. I mean, is this what we? I mean, is 500 million going to be the new benchmark for like what films will cost to produce?
So, just a clarification: is it talking about all 4 films?
No, 2.
Pass 1 billion before marketing, or is it?
This is the second 2.
It's Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. So that's 2 and 3.
The last 2 ones.
The last 2.
Well, so the last 2 movies passed 1 billion. So that's
combined.
That is excessive. I was thinking it was all of them, and I was like, well, not that $1 billion's not a lot, but I'm like in today's movie world, that's not that much.
Well,
but yeah, 2 movies, it's a little excessive.
Yeah, and that's before marketing, and whatever they make at the theater is split. So yeah, they're whatever they make at the theater is split. So they're going to lose money. I mean, they're going to lose money to the theaters.
Well, and to give a little clarification, I just looked up the budget for the one that's coming out in July, and the reported budget is $265. So if that's accurate,
we always know that's double it.
If that's accurate, they just cut their budget in half from the last one.
The one thing I love. Okay, so you guys know me. I'm not a really huge fan of Europe. Let that just sit for a second.
You're not America. You're not right.
Right.
We're the red.
I don't know anything outside of America.
Well, we're big. We're big. We have a lot. Our GDP is is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And my point was that the EU, if I'm understanding it right, the EU and the UK have like tax transparency laws that force like Disney, Universal, all the studios that make their films and produce them there to reveal their tax like information. So we do get more clarity on how much these movies are actually costing. I really think that's a good thing for the industry. It's really healthy for everyone to see, oh, they're lying all the time. It's not a $200 million budget for the film. It's $550 million budget for the film. Production, not marketing, not nothing else, just production.
Well, yeah, I think everyone's kind of tired of having the wool pulled over their eyes, and they just want transparency and like anything they're interested in. It's like, what the hell? With Captain Black American Falcon Soldier.
Yeah. Obviously.
They lied about that budget like 3 separate times. Like it was just like incremental.
Why even? I just don't get that. I kind of understand. Why even lie about it?
Well, like, so they can look better.
Most people don't care.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, only we care. Normies don't care. But it's the same with like streaming numbers. They don't have to tell you the truth about that at all.
Right.
Or sales in video games. They don't have to tell you the truth. Like Assassin's Creed's like 2 million copies. It wasn't copies sold. It was like
it's player count is because then they can go like, oh, it was a free weekend, or if a bunch of people tried it and just sent it back. Like, yeah, I've seen articles like that. It's just crazy.
They just say generically in the title of the article, Assassin's Creed player weekend, and then they incorporate all the Assassin's Creeds that are still live.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
it's for the investors.
They're not technically lying, but they can, you'll peel off the layers and it's held on with like duct tape and.
Right. It's like Disney saying, what was that? The lesbian space witch show?
Acolyte.
They're saying like the Acolyte's
it's
like
so
the highest
horrible.
performing Star Wars show in that week.
Yeah.
in that 5-minute span of time. I just want to point out the fact that the last time Slim was on the podcast, we were talking about the Acolyte.
Oh gosh, and I'm here again. We're talking. That show is so terrible. I got through like a couple episodes and I turned it off. I couldn't do it.
Dude, that show. Was there another Star Wars project that was kind of appealing? It was no.
Andor.
There is the Bad Bunch
Bad
and
Batch.
Andor, like Bad Batch. Sorry, I was like, I really like that show too. If you want some good Star Wars content, just
Come find
those are
Slim.
too little polarized. Go watch those two. They're so good.
I'm actually reading the Revenge of the Sith novelization. Everyone says it's way better than the movie.
Well, I mean, the book is better than the movie. I'm so sick of
Revenge
hearing
of the Sith was
There's
good.
no
So
explosions in that book.
I should clarify. I'm not reading.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it, and it's 13 hours of Revenge of the Sith.
I can't read, so
How many words per minute can you hear?
I know there's sound effects and shit in the background. Like,
I do like that.
R2D2 pops up.
is there?
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that in an
Audiobook quality is good.
That's cool.
The audiobook quality, they're putting a little bit of extra effort into good audiobooks now. I think so. Star Wars Dead Brand. We don't have to put too much love into that timeline, but yes,
Oh, good.
Andor and the Bad Batch. Obviously, there's things inside of Star Wars that can still be appreciated. It's not like we're gonna hate on like even the OG Star Wars. Oh, we got to talk about Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah. Revenge of the Sith dropped their 20th anniversary. It dropped back into theaters, and they had a $43 million weekend.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
Good for them.
That was
Good for them.
That was half of the entire runtime of the Marvels in one weekend. But honestly, in my mind, we missed going to it, and that's my fault. But
what pisses me off is that theaters throughout the country play it for a week, and ours only did it for a weekend.
Well, day. It was one day.
Yeah.
Really?
It was
They just
Saturday.
did one day.
It was one day. It was one day, one screening. I'm pissed off about that. I was like, you're not going to make any money on any of these other films.
No.
Make a freaking event out of it. Put it on the ultra screen. Put out some flyers. Go spread the word. More like.
Yeah, they should have did it for like a 9-day period. 2 weekends.
Yeah.
That you'd think that movie would make money.
I mean, you could even sell those tickets at full price. If it wasn't a scheduling conflict, I would have been there. I was looking forward to that almost all spring. And
Well, for sure it would make money because all of the kids growing up watching it would bring their kids. If it's the appropriate age to go watch that.
There's a lot of stories.
Of
where,
course.
like, yeah, I watched it when I was a kid, so now I'm bringing my kid to it.
we're getting really far off the article, but and I want to circle
Well,
back.
Star Wars, it's awesome.
Well, I want to circle back to the article, but before we do, I want to get your guys' opinion on the proper watch order of the Star Wars saga or the Skywalker saga, the 9. And if you want to skip the sequel saga or the sequel movies and just do the original 6, but I want to know what your guys' watch order is. What do you guys think?
This one's a hard one. Sam Witwer, the guy that plays Starkiller and Maul, had a watch order that was very unique.
I think that's kind of what I was
like. Watch 1, then go back 1, 2, and then watch the animated series, and then 4 or 5. So you know that because this is all.
Can you use the titles of the movies?
So New Hope. Watch New Hope.
Got it.
Then Phantom Menace. Then Attack of the Clones. Then Attack of the Clones animated series.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Clone Wars.
Yep. I'm following you. I just want to keep it clean for the audience.
Yeah. So you know who Darth Vader is and whatnot, and then you go back, you see Anakin, and you watch Anakin grow up. Then you see 5.
Yep.
And you find out that Anakin turned into Darth Vader and is Luke's dad.
Yeah.
And then 6 or 3, I think, after that.
Okay.
So it's like a very discombobulated one, but
jumping around a lot. Yeah.
Basically, it's like trying to keep the focus on Luke and Anakin, and then finding out later that
there's logic to that watch order. I want to know what your guys' recommendation is though, individual. Is that your recommendation on how to watch it?
I mean, it's a good one. I don't have a personal one because I've never even really thought about it.
Slim, do you have it?
I'm telling you right now, me and my wife never watched it. We watched it probably 3 years ago.
Keep my
going
wife's
in order
name.
from the beginning. The Phantom the Phantom Menace through, so we watched 1 through 6. I just said we're skipping the very last 3. It was amazing. It was so hilarious when we got to episode 3 when Anakin actually betrayed
It's so
them
hilarious.
and turned to Darth Vader. Dying. So she didn't catch it. It was like, there's hints there. She's like, he's Darth Vader. How'd that happen? It was the funniest thing ever when he betrayed him and then goes into the temple and does, all that stuff. She's like, no, how could he do this? It was perfect. I loved it.
You got to commit to the bit.
It was the whole I'm your father bit for us, but he's Darth Vader for her. It was amazing to watch because I never got to experience that since I knew he was Darth Vader.
Right.
So it was just a little different perspective, and it was perfect. I loved it.
Plot twists are very, very difficult to get that experience back. You really can't.
Yeah.
You get it once.
Yeah,
that's it.
I never got that little shock moment, and I got to experience it through her, and it was great.
Well, I got a high recommendation on YouTube. Watch Obi-Wan Kenobi has PTSD. It's very good.
I think I've seen a short or something that kind of makes a point of that, but
it basically takes that talk in episode 4 between Ben and Luke when he's talking about his dad and the Clone Wars and whatnot, and it
I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's very good.
I thought it was adding so the short had that same scene, but it added like Vietnam sound effects and flashbacks and fade over into the background, so you got that. All right, so back to the art. Now that so we kind of had a few just original thoughts on the headline, but let's dig into the article a little bit. So the article starts off, dinosaurs may be extinct, but their price tag is alive, well, and absolutely massive. Newly released financial documents show that the combined production cost of Universal's last 2 Jurassic World movies, Fallen Kingdom in 2018 and Dominion in 2022, have officially crossed the $1 billion mark. 2 films, $1 billion, just production. That's honestly hurts my brain because we were thinking $500 million was a high benchmark for Captain America Brave New World. Remember, 350 was kind of the most likely, and then it could have been higher than that. But now you're seeing these Jurassic World films being 500 billion a piece. And
500 million, yeah.
500 million. Thank you for catching that. 500 million a piece. Man, that's Elon Musk money.
What the fuck are they spending their money on?
CGI.
I was just about to say that. And
really bad CGI, right? I mean, so first off,
the cocaine table at the caterers.
Yeah, I mean, every union needs their money. Every dinosaur needs a CGI team, and I will say that I do think that the Jurassic World films are probably the best in CGI that we have right now. In this last 10 years, that's probably the best we've gotten.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. I haven't watched them.
The best CGI is Transformers.
The dinosaurs look better in the 93 movie, though.
I agree. That's why I was trying to say this generation of CGI that we have and this generation of like film creation, cinematography, all we get is mediocre CGI. So if this is if this is the best we get, I mean, an entire bucket of burnt popcorn, this is the one yellow kernel. That's what we got. The whole bucket is burnt, but we got a yellow kernel here. That's kind of what I'm saying with Jurassic World. It's still, you're right. The 90s practical effects are almost always better. And
it's the practical effects mixed with CGI.
Yeah.
This is just all green screen CGI built from the ground up.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
And you got directors that don't know anything about special effects, so they film it in a way to where the special effects team has to be creative and just be like, oh, fuck, we got to do this from the ground up.
Well, and I hate that it became Fast and Furious, but with dinosaurs, how they have to like create a brand new dinosaur that's even more scarier than the other dinosaurs in every single movie. Like the trailer for the new one, it's got like a dinosaur that was so dangerous that they couldn't keep it at the original Jurassic Park. Or at least that's what the trailer's saying.
Yeah, no, this is the island where they first experimented on, and they kept all the most dangerous.
Yeah.
The dangerous ones, yeah.
Yeah, you just put those down. You don't keep those.
Dinosaurs in space.
So, according to Forbes, Jurassic World Dominion alone cost $583 million to make, overtaking Star Wars Force Awakens to claim the title of most expensive movie of all time. Wow. I mean, Dominion is not even like a breakout or standout film. Like, in no way did that even. If you give me a list of 1,000 movies and say which one was the most expensive to make, I'm not even thinking about any of the Jurassic World films. Not even considering it. I mean, I guess as you think about it, this movie's so dense with CGI, but I didn't think they paid exceptional care to the film's CGI. Kind of figured they just had them made and then cleaned it up a little.
I mean, for being transparent here, Avatar 2's reported budget is $350 million. So Dominion cost 210
million more,
or $230 million more.
That's a whole nother film. That's a whole nother movie. Slim, that's a whole nother movie. We could make Jurassic World short films.
I'm looking at the gross world, like the gross income right now too, is for everything is $1.67 billion.
Yeah, the article does
for the third movie.
So just a couple caveats here. So the number does not factor in marketing, distribution, merchandise campaigns, which run off the hundreds of millions on their own, or run into the hundreds of millions on their own, which is very typical. Sure. That's very common. And Jurassic, yeah, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World is one of those IPs that, yeah, there's gonna be toys, there's gonna be Legos, there's gonna be video games, or like all sorts of other spin-off merchandise that's unique to the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. That's very common. So the fact they have more merchandise than that number, I would love to see that number too.
Oh, that could have attribute to the film's inflated budget. Is this next one that you just highlighted? It was filmed during lockdown.
Yeah.
So everything cost a shitload more than.
True. So quote the article, filmed during the height of the lockdowns in 2020, Dominion incurred costs from stringent safety protocols, long delays, 5 months of cast quarantine at the Langley Hotel in the UK. Well, in the UK was ruthless with their lockdown policies. And
they locked down way harder than we did here, and especially our state.
I mean, I don't know if they did Australia, they went back to being a prison island. If you're Australian,
went back to their roots.
I'm not trying to be mean, but you guys should not put your citizens in concentration camps for not.
It's not a camp. It's a holiday getaway
with guns, protected by your tax dollars. But yeah, so obviously the quarantine thing. Yeah, the quarantine would have had a pretty drastic impact. The UK. I don't know. I feel like this number.
Jeff Goldblum does cost like $100 million to put in a movie.
I would be curious. Just so, what is it? What are some of the other expenses here? So other expenses include a massive visual budget, international crew, blockbuster level salaries for stars. The film reunited the original Jurassic Park with Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, alongside Jurassic World, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Chris Pratt, love him. I don't have any issues with Chris Pratt. I think his acting range is.
It doesn't cost even $20 million to put in a movie. Like, what was the offer that Marvel made RDJ to come back? Wasn't it $100 million?
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. It was a ridiculous number.
I'll look it up.
I'll be way off base here. I thought $30 million was their first offer, but that could be way under. I think
they spent 20 just getting the Russo brothers back to direct it.
Maybe I'm looking at it. Maybe I'm remembering a number similar to that. But if you're gonna pull it up here in a second, it's I'll just let you cook with that. But so Fallen Kingdom wasn't much cheaper, clocking in at $555 million. Total budgets for production for both films, $1.1 billion.
Holy.
Dude, this is insane.
It's a huge money scheme.
And they earned $1.3 billion.
Yeah. So the box office success doesn't.
Holy moly.
$1.3 billion. So so when you first read that, it does read like they made big money. But this is where the explanation is very important. So for the estimates, Universal earned approximately $650 from Fallen Kingdom, $500 million from Dominion, because the revenue is split between the studio and the theaters. So about half goes to the studio, about half goes to the theater. So that $1.3 billion is the total gross. And then you cut that number in half for each movie. So you barely break even.
Yep.
So yeah, it's rough, dude.
They paid RDJ $80 to $100 million for his Doomsday.
I'm actually a little curious on that. Now, okay, we're gonna talk about Thunderbolts in the next story, but we do got to jump over and talk about that. So the article continues, starts talking about tax breaks. So tax breaks bring relief and incentive. Interestingly, one of the biggest winners in this dinosaur-sized spending spree may be the United Kingdom, because both films were produced in the UK. They qualified for the country's film tax incentive program, which reimburses a portion of eligible production costs. Dominion reportedly received the largest single rebate in UK film history, over $114 million back. That's in addition to the $3.7 million from the UK job retention scheme. Well, that's a little pointed. After the global health crisis, Fallen Kingdom also secured a generous tax break. So taxes back, you're going to get a rebate of $114 million on top of the money you brought back. I mean, yeah, this is why they should not be getting these giant fucking tax incentives anywhere for movies.
Movies still lost out, basically.
Where's the tax payoffs for like independent artists, like classical painters and shit?
Well, they're only getting like $40K because they only spend like $4 million.
Yeah. I honestly
only.
Well, this is the bullshit that happened with the Batwoman movie. We've talked about it a bunch of times on the channel. They made a complete Batwoman movie, put it in front of a film screening, a film test screening to see how it would perform. It did so horribly, they just pulled the film and just took the tax break on it. And in my mind, I'm like, why are they getting a tax break for a product they didn't actually put on the market? Like, they just spent the money.
Yeah, no kidding.
To get a huge tax break for it.
It's Hollywood, baby.
It is Hollywood. Honestly, all in all, total bullshit. Total bullshit.
But yeah, this is like another notch in your headboard of like these films are just getting way out of price.
So bloated. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, I think Elon Musk goes in, becomes CEO of Disney, CEO of Universal, just takes on both CEO titles and positions, cuts 80% of their staff. All of a sudden, their movies make $1 billion a film, and they're actually pocketing that cash. I think he would. I don't know if he'd get. I think he'd be hit or miss on getting the talent in there that they want. But
I kind of want to know who these investors are, where they still think investing in these big franchise movies and whatnot is a good idea.
I wonder. Well, here's the thing. Let's
money laundering.
Well, that, but also we have no evidence. It's allegedly.
They're watching
allegedly.
It.
Well, we were thinking about this in the entire span of the channel. So last 2.5 years that we've been doing third-party studios, we've been talking about these financial failures from all these industries. The only giant we've seen fall is Ubisoft. So, I mean, that's the only one I can remember. So if I'm missing one, call me out. But Ubisoft is the only giant we have seen fall. We've seen franchises die, like we know that Lord of the Rings is now a dead brand when it comes to Rings of Power, when it comes to War of the Rohirrim.
Our favorite movie.
Yeah. Oh God. I got a little bit of a PTSD moment there. That was such garbage. Star Wars, dead brand. We've seen franchises die.
Everything's dead.
Yeah. Halo was one of the first things we saw die. Scooby-Doo with the Velma show. So, I mean, we've seen franchises be murdered, but I mean, studios are slow to fall. And I do think that
Warner Brothers has had the slowest fall. It's like you ever like slip on ice or whatever, and you catch yourself and you keep slipping, and blah blah blah. That's what Warner Brothers has been doing.
Yeah, you would have thought that for how many mistakes Warner Brothers made. It's just how do they keep
it all rests on Superman's shoulders in July?
I don't think it's there. I really don't.
Not with the leaks that came.
Well, let's keep. So just to finish or to round this topic out, I'll just say that. One thing to think about when it comes to these large studios, especially like Disney as a great example, Universal and Warner Brothers, is they are thinking in the decades of timeline rather than the one movie at a time. We watch a movie, say you just blew $100 million on a movie you didn't even put out, and they're saying we need to maintain these DC IPs so that we can keep them. They're saying we need to retain these IPs, and that's the strategy they're going.
On another podcast, though, to where it's like They didn't put it out because they didn't want to ruin the reputation of DC. It's like, well,
that's
put out
dead.
all the other bullshit.
Well, Disney specifically. Yeah. So Disney and Universal get a lifeline in the fact that they have their amusement parks. Their amusement parks are insanely profitable and subsidize a large portion of the film industry that they take advantage of. And the film industry then is basically advertising circularly for the amusement parks. So you can go to the Jurassic Park ride. You can go to the Harry Potter verse.
You can get their toys. You can get, like, I know toys and merchandise make a lot of money for them.
If you took these giant corporations that have large stakes in entertainment, and you treated them like the monopolies they are, you could break up those two things, and you could prevent Disney subsidizing themselves with money from an entirely different industry to do that. So I mean, if we just practice the anti-monopoly law, or anti-competitive laws, we'd be fine. This all would fix itself, and we'd just do better at that shit.
Anti-competitive?
So Well, I mean, I don't want to get into this, but I have to explain that now. So like Google, for instance, has contracts that are exclusionary, meaning that you can't partner or put product on that we do not greenlight onto your phone. So like Samsung and Google's partnership makes it so that Samsung cannot put on certain products and tools that Google does not co-sign. That's old information, so it might have been legally addressed already, but I mean, it basically just contracts, partnerships that make it so you can't do more contracts and partnerships with people other than the parties involved in this original contract.
Well, I'm also just thinking, it's like, when was the last time I saw a Universal movie?
I mean, commonly, I bet.
I'm going through it and I'm not seeing a movie that...
Really?
Yep.
I mean, I probably go through and see older films all the time. We got only a limited amount of time with Slim, so let's move on. We're going to wrap up this article, but just to...
Should we switch over to Oblivion then?
We should do that. So to wrap this up, cost of Jurassic World films passes $1 billion before marketing. The article brought to us from That Park Place and Raven Redgrave. Thank you so much. Really good work on the article.
I tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits. Don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.